Hello, welcome to Lovin Sheila Shorts. Today I want to talk to you about showing up for yourself, being a good representative of who you are and what you want and what you need. Because we often show up for others, but sometimes in the process of showing up for others and making sure that we all get along, we forget to show up for ourselves. So this is just a reminder. We talk a lot about identity because I think a lot of times in the process, we get caught up on I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm an employee, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm this, that, and we define ourselves by these things. But I think there's something deeper in that. As far as who we are, it's who we are. What is our through line? What is consistent in everything that we do? What motivates us? What pushes us? So that's where I believe our identity comes into play. And oftentimes as we're working and as we're mothering and wifing and doing other things that we do, our identity gets pushed to the side. And so what happens is we don't show up authentically as ourselves. And I was reminded of this as I had the conversation with Dr. Balcom. And I shared with him how I would do a lot of things early on in my marriage to ensure that we got along. And I changed some of my characteristics because I felt that some things just aren't going to work if I stay this way. And he said to me, you weren't showing up. And that hit me kind of hard. And so I think it happens to a lot of us. Sometimes we do things for the sake of what we think is for the better good. And what we're doing is we're diminishing ourselves and putting ourselves in a position to where we can't show up and that we feel almost squished. And so our identity begins to fleet. It becomes fleeting. And so I'm here to remind you, show up for yourself every day. Make sure your thoughts, your visions, or your concerns are heard. And it's not, I used to think that maybe I would be combative. People would not receive me if I communicated exactly what I was thinking. But now I realize they weren't receiving me because I wasn't communicating exactly what I was thinking. And so now I'm learning to be more direct and to show up authentically me. And I'm still a kind person, but I'm making sure that I put my needs on the table, my wants on the table, who I am on the table so that everyone knows what they're dealing with and it's not a compromise situation. So I just want to remind you, make sure that you're doing the same. Communicate your wants and your needs. Let people know who you are. Show up authentically and give everything that you have without any limits. Take the limits off. Put it all on the table. Moving forward, we're going to show up, and that's what I encourage you to do. We're going to align our actions with what we want and what we need. I used to hear, people used to tell me, you don't put yourself out there, you're guarded and all these different things. And yes, I may be that way, but I'm showing up as who I am. And these are growth areas for me. And so we may have growth areas. You know, we may show up and there's a lot of room for growth, but be open to growth. Be open to showing up. Be open to being vulnerable with who you are. And you just might come across someone who can appreciate who you are. So again, just want to remind you, show up, be authentic. Don't take down who you are for just the sake of getting along. Communicate your wants, your needs. Put it on the table. Let people see who you are. It may just work out better for you. So don't prejudge the situation. Don't judge what you think might be more acceptable. Put it out there and see what happens. It's an opportunity to grow. And as I always say, if you're not evolving, you might just evaporate. So let's evolve and let's grow and let's show up in all of our relationships, in all of our efforts. Like we talked about previously, Audre Lorde, if you don't define yourself for yourself, then you'll be, I'm going to paraphrase, shaped into everybody's image of what you should be. Well, shape yourself how you believe you should be. Make sure what's inside of you is being authentically represented by showing up and being authentic and communicating your wants and your needs. So just a quick reminder, I won't be with you long. Just remember, show up for yourself and don't alter your behavior. just to get along. You can represent yourself, be direct, and still be accepted or respected. Just a little tidbit I thought I'd share, just something that was on my mind as I'm working to daily show up authentically and be me and peel back the onion and peel back the layer so that I can just come out and be free. And that's what I think we all need, just to peel back a little bit and be free, be authentic. And sometimes it makes you extra vulnerable, but lean into it so you can represent yourself and be as authentic as possible as you show up for you. Until we meet again on the next Lovin Sheila, take care of yourself.